Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. Everton 2, Southampton 1. And we're all happy. Isn't it nice to be happy?
It's great to be happy. Great to look forward to go. I couldn't wait to get in the ground at the weekend, which is that's been unlike me for a couple of years. And it's just great. It's great to be enthusiastic about your club, and you know, especially when the other blades popping up on everything. You know, be on freaking countdown this week or something.
Country
file, yeah. But no, it's really good to be enthused by your team and want to see how they playing, and you know, everything else. I felt there was a real buzz around Goodison on Saturday, like a excitement before the game and stuff, and that, to be honest, it stayed through the match, I thought. Yeah,
it just shows you what a decent performance like the Wolves game, you know, can do for a fan base, or do for the optimism, or just do for the general psyche of people, because I know
you're going to say it just shows you what actual coaching can do.
Actual coaching, yeah, we'll come on to actual coaching as we talk more, but no,
well, I mean, were you looking forward to going to
yeah,
you know,
of course I always look forward to going to Goodison Park. No, it was you know, listen, to go back to Goodison Park, fresh start.
No, I know, but imagine us doing that same walk at 10 to 3 if Allardyce would have still been in charge.
Would have been probably closer to 3 minutes to 3.
Exactly.
No, listen, I think everyone was excited about being there on Saturday. There was a real optimism, you know, 3 o'clock kick-off at Goodison. It's something to cherish, isn't it?
In this day and age, yeah.
You know, I was just like sort of milling around the ground beforehand, and yeah, everyone just seemed happy. There's a general optimism, and I think that's what's been missing. It's funny because I think you know, without going into the match as such, yeah, but I think when it's mad what a mood, a mood, like just a general mood. Like, I've been watching the Man City documentary, and
it's amazing.
You can see when people are happy, and when a camp's happy, it radiates off them. And you can see when a camp's not happy, when you look at someone like Man United, and you can tell that's not a happy camp. It comes off them, and I just think at the moment, I just thought Saturday, it just felt like there was I felt like every you know, people were happy. I know it's only the second game of the season, but it felt like there was a togetherness. Like, yeah, we're in this. You know, we've got a manager, we've got a director of football, we've got players who are with us in this, and you know, we'll talk about some of those players.
Do you think it feels like there's an element of trust coming back between everything? I would say.
I think there's a. I think trust is earned. But you know what
I mean is, what I mean by that is, we had, obviously we were very stable under David Moyes, and we knew our limits, and then we got Roberto Martinez in, and the first year we bought into him, and there was a connection. The crowd were loving it. We were playing great football. We had Lukaku and stuff, and then obviously results started slowing down, and you heard the stories then of the fractions in the camp and stuff, and then, you know, Roberto's tenure came to a disappointing end, but then Machiri come in, and it was like, oh, here we go. And then we got Koeman, and we've later found out that even before Koeman took the reins, we at the board were having second thoughts about him. He come in, and all of us immediately, there was an aloofness there. There was like distance with it. Was never we, it was never this, it was never that, it was always Everton and that, which is fine if that's how he is. But I think then it started, the fracture started to appear, and obviously Steve Walsh, and then last summer, even though we were optimistic because we got a lot of players, come out of that like Bruges and Berrock game, scratching our heads, and Stoke, so that we got to the window, and it was, people were like, this isn't good. And then I feel like there's been a real parting over the last year.
Of course there has.
But
trust has to be earned, and I think obviously this, and it's early days, and no one wants to get carried away by it, because we've been there before, and you get. But I think what's happened definitely in the last 10 days is The transfer window was a big thing for me, because I think last season, don't forget, we were so optimistic about the transfer window, but that was the start of the transfer window. At the end of the transfer window, we were scratching our heads. We were saying, why haven't we got a striker? Why haven't we got a left-sided, centre back or a left back that we were promised? And we were scratching our heads, and got couple that with the results, the European results and stuff. It was and like the Chelsea game, it was like, what's going on? Where I think in the last 10 days the transfer window is shut, and we've done the business we needed to do. We've signed. No one's sitting here, I think you referenced it last week, no one's sitting here saying, oh, we didn't get an A or a B or a C. We're pretty much covered in every position. Okay, we could have better players in those positions, of course we could. Everyone could, but we're covered in those positions. No one's saying, oh my god, we haven't got a this or we haven't got a that. So I think from that kind of business, people have just gone, yeah, he's evaluated pre-season, he's looked at it, him and Brands know what they want, they've gone and got it. First game of the season has shown an attacking style of play. Everyone seems to be on board, all the players seem to be on board. Fans, when fans see that, they go, this fella knows what he's doing. These people know what they're doing, and whatever course it takes, it looks like from the off it's on the right course. Now of course it can deviate from that by decisions made, but if you start off on the wrong track, it's very hard to get back onto it. Whereas you start on the right one, you know, and there'll be bumps, won't there? Well, of course there will. Of course, it's football. Things are taken out your hands. Things that happened on Saturday that nearly, that
showed it.
But the point is,
we were all like that, weren't we?
But
and things like that.
But football's football. You can play brilliant and still lose football matches. But I think what the difference is, though, it started off in a way that fans wanted to start. And I think, case in point, right? Seamus Coleman was the captain on Saturday. Everybody wants Seamus Coleman to be captain. Everyone can see that he should be captain, and he was the captain. And he was the captain. So maybe
he fully won me over. Bollocking the fuck out of the line. So after about 50, when there should have been an offside, he was fuming.
So last year,
love it.
Whoever the manager would have been, Jags is out, but I'll give it to Leighton Baines. No, you give it to Seamus Coleman. That might have been Leighton Baines saying, give it to Seamus. The point being is that it's the right decision, and it's what we want. And that's not like, oh, we're the fans, we should. It's like, we're not stupid. We collectively all know that Seamus Coleman should be the captain, so straight away you're like, Seamus is the captain.
And it shows the manager's in tune.
Yeah.
Managers will make decisions. Not all of us will agree, of course we won't. And that's the nature of the game. He's there for that reason. But if he's making a lot of his decisions are the decisions that we would make as a fan base, in general, you're going to be behind him. They've got it across the park. He makes a lot of decisions that they would make. He makes some decisions, and you're there then. We see the lads here and they're like, yeah, don't know why he's done that one, but in general, most of his decisions they agree with, so they're behind him, and that's what we need. We need to be behind the manager who was doing roughly what you think should be.
See, a decision like that, though, a decision of making Seamus Coleman, that's like a double. That's like a two-way thing. That's like a manager saying, I listen to you, or maybe it doesn't, it doesn't matter, but it's like saying, look, we're in tune, therefore if I make a decision and you don't quite understand it, get behind it and then watch what happens. Rather than, we in the last year or so have been very quick to see something happen and make a judgment straight off the bat. Now sometimes as fans we've been proved right, and sometimes we've been proved wrong, but we've never, I think at times we haven't allowed whoever's made that decision
for it to play out,
the breathing room to play it out. And I think when you've got full trust in your manager, you do. And there, you know what, I think under Moyes that trust grew to a point where you were just like, oh, whatever. And there's sometimes we when things are going wrong, you then you suddenly start jumping on those decisions.
Of course.
But Moyes was very right, was very good at making those decisions, and then he'd win your trust back by going, should have known, you know what I mean?
People are gonna, first of all, you can't please, we know, you can't please everyone all of the time. You'll do things and a lot of people will be with you and some people won't, and there's different things. Football managers see things we don't see, they train every day, you know, so you do have to. But if you're constantly questioning a manager, it's harder for you to get behind some decisions, and that's what I'm trying to say. I look at Marco Silva, right?
You don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, and that's the thing. So he's come in, and I've been excited from day one because I've done that much reading about him. I was like, I haven't been this excited about a manager for a while, because he's very, a lot of his methods are very Thomas Tuchel like, which is a manager who I've wanted at the club for a while. And so I'm into that. I know that he's a hands-on coach. He's got some similarities with Moyes, and we were stable with Moyes. He's more attacking than David Moyes, and ultimately I hope he's a much better manager than what David Moyes is. But there's the similarities there, the coaching and everything else. But he said something the other day, and he was like, we'll win games and we'll lose games, but as long as the players are doing what we want them to and are putting the effort in, that's fine. And I went, you know what, that's right, because we won't win every game, and there'll be games when we don't play well, and we'll come in here and we'll be like, that was dreadful Saturday. We know it will, because I've seen, you know, you see teams who would just get turned over sometimes. You would, Man City a couple of times last season, went down to Anfield in that Champions League, were battered, and you were like, they look all over the place here. Still one of the best Premier League teams you've ever seen. So some days it happened. United yesterday were just horrendous. Now they're better than what they showed yesterday, but yesterday they were horrendous. So there'll be times when we sit in here and we go, that wasn't good enough Saturday, this didn't happen and that didn't happen, and whatever. And that's fine, because you accept that, don't you? But as long as we see that graft, that effort and the plan, we can buy into it. And our fans, I think, will, and that was what I was saying about Saturday. It felt like everyone's going, yeah, well, this is good. They know what they want, like you said with the transfer window. We got to the end of it, we were all like, I see what they've done there. And we've just gone the transfer window and bought 3 players from Barcelona in, by the way. You know, not scraping around other clubs. And you're looking at it and going, the director of football, calm. They're already talking about January and 2019 and 20 season. We know what we need to do. And you're like, oh no, this fella knows what he's doing. He's calm, he'll do it. And the manager's working. We're seeing things on Saturday, which, you know, we're going to come on to in a minute, but things right in front of you, tangible stuff immediately, so you can get behind it.
I mean, and the other thing is straight away is, you know, they look at the team. Obviously he brought Holgate into the team.
Were you surprised? No, I mean, don't get me wrong, not like jaw dropping, but were you like, oh,
no, because
as good as Mason is,
to be honest, I only thought Zuma would start if Mason Holgate's injury was a problem. I think what he's done really well from the off is, I think this is the difference between last season again, because there will be people out there, hold your horses, lads. You know, we've got exactly this, after 2 games, we've got exactly the same points as we had last season. We've got exactly the same points as the season before. You know, 3 seasons in a row we've started with a draw and a win. That's so let's not go overboard. That's fine. But I think what's promising is this game we only had again one new player, Richarlison. We didn't have any new players on the bench.
No.
You know, again, all young players on the bench. We've actually got the 4th youngest squad in the Premier League now.
Yeah,
which is mad considering we were all like, oh, how old's this squad? So
Umar was our elder statesman at the weekend, wasn't he?
So we've started the game. You know, you've got no Dean on the bench. Bernard wasn't on the bench. You've got the same players plus Richarlison. And from the off you can see a change. You've got Keane and Holgate playing centre back. Last season that would have been thinking about that would be the thing of nightmares, or a worry, that there's no leader in there. But no, he had no problem with that. And we
I thought in general they done quite well as a pair.
They did. Well, we started. I thought we started quite well. Started on the front foot. and we looked to be positive from the start. We looked to get Walcott in, we looked to get Richarlison in, we looked to get Sigurdsson on the ball. We knew, you know, for the first 20 minutes or something, whatever it was, you knew what they were going to do. They were trying to get Danny Ings on. Well, they were trying to get Danny Ings on the shoulder of Leighton Baines, and they were trying to get round the corner that way. And to be fair, we dealt with it for the most part. Obviously, they
got him once, didn't he? Which I think he should have done a bit better. He didn't see him coming down the back, which is a worry. And he ended up. He got back and put enough pressure on him, and he blazed it well over the bar. But that's a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, I mean,
because the goal comes similar.
We'll talk about the set pieces. They had another header from a set piece as well, which they probably should have done better with. And we'll talk about the set pieces later. But no, it was a nice controlled start, and we were gaining ground. And the goal for us is the first goal. It's brilliant, really. We spoke about this pre-season. I think when we spoke about this in the season review, I think I might have mentioned about set pieces. I thought we were going to do a lot better from set pieces this season. And I think, both games, I think we've looked dangerous. And in this goal, the first goal was...
Mate, we'd had, before that goal, we'd had 4 set pieces.
Yeah.
That was the 4th. Everyone differently. I said to the lad next to me, I might get off now. I've seen 4 different set pieces. I haven't seen that in 6 years. Unbelievable. Because if you think about it, the first one we had, Gylfi whips it in, and Michael Keane gets a good header, and keeper makes a good save. We had the Tosin header, which from the edge of the box, a comfortable save. We had the deep corner, Garner volleyed. We haven't seen that one. Backstick volleyed. It was a good one, blocked, and then obviously we get the free kick, which that move, the ball out from Holgate from the back, it's gone in, touched off, and then it's fired into Sigurdsson. His first touch is majestic, takes him away, and the lad Hoyt just takes him up. I mean, I feel sorry for Southampton fans, and I know there'll be a lot of Evertonians that won't because of what's gone on over the last couple of years, but having to watch, if that's the level of ambition, you know what you're getting with him. He's a balloon head. Hughes, like I said the other day, he's one of very few ex-Everton players I can't stand. He's in the Allardyce thing for me, of like, I put a fake news thing on Twitter of like, it just didn't happen. Him and Allardyce, the stains on the club didn't happen, because he's horrible. His team, they kicked lumps out of us 3 times. Booted Tosin, the ball wasn't anywhere near it. That Lamina was trying to do him early on, break down the back of him. So we get that free kick, and I know you want to talk about
it. I mean, listen, we've seen some creative free kicks in the World Cup for England, and there's a lot of talk about the assistant manager coming up with things, but it was just such a clever free kick. It's basically 2 touches and then Walcott, but it's so clever. But what I love about it, its simplicity is why it's so good. It catches people out, because I think we're just so used to, in this day and age, just people just throwing balls into the box, that flat corner, that flat free kick, trying to get a little nick off it, which is funny enough as how they scored. But it was so good, but in its simplicity, it's a very difficult thing to pull out. You've got to get Baines' pass has got to be spot on. Schneiderlin's little round the corner's got to be brilliant, and Walcott's got to get that ball under control straight away, so he can knock it past the keeper. But it worked brilliantly, and I suppose when those things come off, all that time spent to it, because really with stuff like that, you only get one chance at it. You get one shot at it.
They do it again in the same game. They'd done it Friday, hadn't they? They'd worked on it on Friday, and if you watch the Everton on EvertonFC.com, the highlight thing there, 2 of the players, well, Tosin immediately turns to Silva while the others are celebrating, gives it that, and then Walcott, when he's run back, points at him, and then Seamus said the manager worked on that on Friday. It was his idea, he come up with it. What's superb, where we really caught them was Gylfi had took the first 3 and was over it and looking and messing with his hair and giving it all that, and then Leighton Baines takes it, but the no-look pass by Schneiderlin is absolutely superb. He just gives it that, so they followed the direction of the way he's facing on the ball. But you're right, that touch by Walcott, because it's fizzed at him, because it's got to be. If it's slower, they get a foot in. It's bang bang, and he's in on the keeper, and what a great finish, and ironically much harder than the one he missed in the second half.
It was.
But it was a brilliant start, and that kind of thing, that kind of thing helps the manager, because you look and go, fuck, they worked on this stuff, and we've scored from it. The crowd are up, we're buzzing, they couldn't get near us, and you're like, let's take these to clean as well.
No, I mean they nearly got near us though. I mean the shot,
yeah, by Cedric.
I
was behind it. It did move.
It did move.
It was blustery.
I don't want to.
But
I'm not don't want to like defend Jordan that much, but it did move, and I think this is one of those where. Do you know when you're seeing all these keepers now punch and stuff like that? That's why they're punching.
I was right behind it, mate.
I could see it. I could see it myself. It was
blustery though, wasn't it? And
but
again, goes from a mistake to probably one of the greatest saves you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
It was ridiculous. It's probably one. It was up there in the top 3 saves I've probably seen from an Everton goalie.
But again, though, I don't want to give him too much credit because he's made himself a mistake. Well, it reminds me of the Tim Howard one. Against Southampton, the unbelievable one where he was positionally he was a bit of a joke, but it was an amazing save. I still think that Jordan has got a little bit of rustiness coming back from the World Cup.
God, yeah.
You know, I think
was his second game.
Yeah, I think that's evident that he's still not. You know, he's got to train every day. He'll have been training all week.
Not the same, though, is it?
But he's going to need more games, and he's going to need more sharpness.
New instruction from the manager as well, and different things, the zonal marking and stuff. And, you know, there's all of that to factor in as a goalkeeper. But it was an error, and he made up for it with an unbelievable save. I mean, people around me were like, "How did he miss that?" I said, "He saved it." No, we never get it. I went, "He saved it." The ball went.
We knew straight away.
No, I knew straight. You could see the ball went like that. It's an unbelievable save. But you know, that kind of galvanised everyone as well. It was like we've made a mistake and we've got away with it. So, you know, and we picked it back up, didn't we? And went at them again.
Yeah. What did you think of? Obviously, Sneijder went off injured, and I just thought that when Sneijder went off, I know we scored after he went off, but I just thought when he went off, we just lost that element of control in midfield because, of course, like the way that midfield is set up. Sneijder's the deepest man. He's playing in front of the back 4, and Garner goes out and does all the pressing. Sigurdsson in there to give you the creative spark, but he'll also work hard for you. And I just thought when he went off, there was no one sitting. Garner was everywhere. Tom Davies was everywhere. And for that spell, before half time, and probably for 10-15 minutes after half time, we struggled to.
We lost that rhythm, didn't
we? Well, we struggled to fill that space, and it just offset the team.
It did,
because every time they picked up the ball, there was a hole there. Because for what, you know, it doesn't matter what Garner and Davies were doing for that time. Without the ball, we just didn't have that person in the middle of the park to just be there.
Yeah, I thought Sneijder started really well. I thought he was in total control. It was like the first few months when we got him. He was dictating the pace of how we were playing. I thought he was very good, and he's physically big, isn't he? And he was getting around. He looks a lot more mobile, strangely enough, because I think they all look massively fitter than what they did last season already. So it was a bit of a blow. Having said that, I thought Tom Davies had a very good game. When he come on, thought he kept the ball, he got us going forward.
I didn't think he had to go in for 20 minutes. I must admit.
I'm talking about the game.
No, I know, but for 20 minutes, I don't think he started. Personally, I give him a 6. I give him a 6 in the first half and an 8 for the second half.
Who got man of the match?
Sigurdsson.
Why was someone criticised? I hadn't seen you. Gonna say Sigurdsson. No, they were saying you didn't give him a high enough mark.
Who? Tom?
Gilfie?
Well, I said
no, Gilfie.
No, I give Gilfie 8.
I think him. To me, by a mile, his best Everton performance ever, by an absolute mile. But I think the difference with the Davies thing was just exactly what you said. I think Tom himself had a very good game, but I think the team, Garner was brilliant. Garner was everywhere, but it's just like you said, Garner was everywhere, but he's everywhere there, and Davies was, and so there was the whole. I didn't think it really affected us in the first half. It wasn't the same. No, but we should have been 4-1.
That's what I say. I didn't think it affected
second half,
but I didn't think it affected us as much because they didn't because at 1-0 they were still a little bit like
didn't want to come out.
They didn't want to come out, which didn't as affect, but you could see
the hole was there. Yeah,
the hole was there.
Definitely.
And, you know, we went down. We go down, you know, and get the second goal, which is
the move again. Just watch the move again. I mean, you might have watched it a few times, but the move again is the football, the pass. Holgate takes 6 players out with one ball. It's absolutely brilliant, and then we build up and Coleman does really well and he comes back inside, and then the reverse ball back to Theo, and that cross is just waiting for someone to be put in. And this is the thing about Richarlison, this is what I love about him, is that he's not Yannick Bolasie. In terms of Yannick Bolasie would have still been on the corner of the penalty area on the other side, but Richarlison's always trying to get central, he's always trying to get involved wherever the play was, and he makes that run. Cenk Tosun goes here, takes someone with him, and Richarlison, it allows him to come across. Walcott puts it in, and it's a great header, and you're 2-0, and it's like, this is good, you know. And realistically, we probably should have been 3 or 4 up at the break. You know, we've had chances, we had a couple of shots blocked, once or twice we got in and it was the wrong ball. We had the lovely little one where Sigurdsson does brilliantly, gets inside the box, and he's trying to shift it back onto his right foot when he should hit it, and Cenk done exactly the same. Just pop it, get it off with your left foot. If he parries it, we've got a tap in. But
I think it was just small margin, wasn't it? Yeah. Everyone's just adapting, aren't they? I mean, the second goal was a good example of Coleman and Walcott playing together for a while. Know where each other was. I thought Walcott done brilliantly to get himself to move back on side, but obviously there was no marker on him because of his movements.
And Coleman's run.
So it's a great goal, and Richarlison there. You know, you talk about all his touches and everything he does on the ball, but the desire
and the strength
to want to win that ball, want to get in front of the defender and put that in. I mean, that's a massive thing, and that to fans like Everton fans, that's a huge thing.
Do I mean they love him already, don't they?
Yeah, that desire to get in the box and score like a number 9 cent.
It's work rate. The kid doesn't stop running. He's back, he's forward, he's helping out, he's winning headers at the edge of our box. I've done it on the tactics thing. I don't know whether you've seen it, done the tactics thing with his numbers on. He won like 4 out of 5 aerial. This is at Wolves. Sorry, I haven't done this week's one yet. 4 out of 5 defensive aerial challenges and 6 clearances and things like that. Then you've got everything going the other way. You've almost got
work rate's amazing.
It's incredible. But that was a really good goal. And again, pass. But with an end product and with people getting into the penalty area as much as
I think there was times when we had the ball on the flanks and we had 4 or 5 in the box. You know, we had Tosun, Walcott, Sigurdsson, Richarlison. We had them all in there, and it is a real forward line now. It's a real, cause
it's a real front 4, isn't it? You know, when you think about it, it's a proper front 4. It's mobile. It's no, Tosun's not the quickest, but again, hold up play. Done a lot of the horrible stuff on Saturday, and they were going through, and they all had to go with him.
I thought Tosun played well. I think his performance on Saturday can't be understated because he's going to have to, thing with Tosun is he's going to have to change the way he plays for the time being, just almost like catering to those wingers for the time being. It's more, the system is more about them than it is.
It's a little bit, and again, you don't ever want to compare, but it's a bit like the Firmino thing is, although I know he gets goals, but he almost has to play second fiddle to Mane and Salah because of the way
they're the legs, they're the people that open up the space. He's just got to get himself in areas which are, he's got to almost just play 2 roles there. He's got to be the player who gets the ball and move, and then he's got to get himself into the box. But he's definitely, in the first game, I thought once Wolves, I thought he was a bit loose in possession, but I thought Saturday was a lot better. And as you say, he's getting kicked all over the place, and but I think it's that desire though. It's that desire from him to want to because it'll come. Chances will be made,
and he'll score them. We know he will. But you're right. It's a real front 4. And the other things we had as well is I haven't seen Leighton Baines that high up the pitch for a while, really. Because I think it might have been on your reaction on one of the things you said is that he now knows he's got someone to help him out as well in front of him. He's got a proper player in front of him, by the way, who's got legs as well, who will help him out. So he's really encouraged to get forward, and we will notice it. And everything, don't forget, everything will get sharper than what it is. What do we always say? Half a dozen games in, you can see the shape with 2 games in.
But obviously,
we went in 2 up there. We were comfortable, but
we came out second half, and
But I think it's because of like what you said before, though. They've had a look at half time. They've got nothing to lose. They're 2 down. They're not in the game. They're getting battered. But there's a gap in front of our back four because Sneijderlin's not there. And to be fair to them, without really making lots of chances, they exploited that for the first 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, they started to just go. I think they just started to get the ball through that gap almost as fast as they could, and just
Redmond dropped into it, didn't he?
Just build off the fact that we didn't have any sort of stable plays in it, because it's listen. You could see straight away the pressing is there. At times the pressing was fantastic. Yeah. Players all over the pitch. But I think how they exploited that was, I think there was times, and because we've got players new to the pressing and like that, at times you want all your players to go, but if they're playing in possession is clever and moves the ball in the right way, it takes all those players out of it, and suddenly the pitch just opens up. And I think that's what they started to do. They started just saying, well, you know what, we can draw them in. But also because of our back line, because Keane doesn't want to get up the pitch. Let's be honest, he doesn't want to get up the pitch. I thought he had a decent enough game. I thought, you know, he was a 7.5, I think I give him. But he doesn't want to get up the pitch. He doesn't want to be.
He knows the spin.
He doesn't want to be moved round. No. He doesn't suit his game. He wants to sit on the edge of the area.
He's happy with a Charlie Austin type striker, someone who'll back into.
And I think their goal showed that. It was, you know, it's from a long ball. I think
Lamina Davis tries to get out, can't get there quick enough. This is what I was saying before. Ings spins and Keane doesn't. It's not Keane's fault as such, but he's got to be aware that him and Baines are there and Ings runs between them, and he gets a little bit like the Jimenez goal last week. He spins in behind, so Keane has to go for the turn. Ings does really well, to be fair. He stretches to keep it in. It loops in the air and we're slow to react, and then Keane gets it again, like clears it, but it gets blocked, and then in the end Garner gets a block on. I think it's Romeo as the shot and they get a corner. But if we'd have been a little bit more alive to that, or he's got to just look, one of them for me, and it might just be the fact that they're playing zones anyway, but him or Baines have got to block Ings' run there, and they haven't. He's spun in behind. But I look at that and think, I've seen that by looking at it, you'll have seen it, because we'll look at it, we examine it, and loads of people will do exactly the same. The manager will look at that and go, right, there's a problem, and it's good that these issues are glaring.
What I mean, obviously the goal comes from the corner, and it's a flick. It's a lad getting in front of
a push.
I don't know.
It's a push like what Richarlison was against Rennes.
But the lad gets in front of Tom Davies, little flick on him, and Danny Ings is standing 8 yards out, unmarked. He's not even unmarked. There's no one near him. And I watched this a few times, and I was trying to see if someone had come out of that zone and had been attracted to the ball. Richarlison does a little bit. They shouldn't really. I don't know whether it's a screen with him and Tom Davies, but really one of them should win the first header. A little bit of movement's done them. But how he's ended up in all that space is baffling. Now he could have had a goal in the first half when he had the same corner and he flicked it across. And there's been the free kick in the first half with Charlie Austin as when it was a great ball in when he headed it wide, and fans will be asking why we're playing zonal. That's obvious. So fans will be asking why has that happened, or how has that happened?
Well, it's an individual mistake. So if you're marking me or I'm marking you and you get away and score, that's my fault if it's man for man. We know that. We said this the other week. Man for man gives you the accountability, but also gives you someone to blame. Yeah. But zonal will. There's no way zonal marking is we mark this zone, but we leave 3 Southampton players on their own, which is what happened. So there's something's gone wrong in the fact that they've a flick header. It wasn't a flick on, it was he got something on,
would you think maybe I'm just gonna I don't know if this is fact, that might have been Sneijderlin's zone?
I don't know,
because if you think about it, I mean that's not an excuse, because he did have chances before when Sneijderlin was on, but let's just say that was Sneijderlin's zone. You think, well, Sneijderlin, 6 foot odd, imposing fella, decent in the air. That might have been where he was, and the communication maybe. Because Tom Davies is standing there, because the only wing I can think of...
He's gone near post.
Tom Davies is standing next to Richarlison, and I can only think that maybe the instruction to Tom hasn't been the right one, or Tom has been switched off and forgot about it.
And gone to the
near post and followed the man. Yeah. Because if that's his man in the game, sometimes it's a game of football, sometimes you forget instructions. Things are going... So maybe Tom is switched off there and followed the man. Maybe that's what I don't know if this is... I'm just saying, that's the only thing I can interpret, is that maybe that was Schneiderlin's zone.
Maybe.
Or maybe... Listen, things can get complicated during games. They might have... You look at Tom and you look at Schneiderlin, they're completely different. They might have gone, well, when Tom's coming, they might have gone, right, you're doing this and you're doing that now. And maybe the instructions have just... Someone's just completely...
Or maybe Schneiderlin's zone was the near post, right? To win the first header. Tom Davies is what, 5'10", Schneiderlin's 6'2". Because he misses it by a fraction. I don't know. Yeah. The flick takes us all out, because realistically... No, well, it shouldn't. So I don't know whether we should have been in a line. Yeah? Because when the flick actually comes, our line is like that.
They're all ahead of the ball.
Skewered.
They're all ahead of the ball.
So that header off Lamina comes, hits her on the side of the head and goes straight across. And they've got 3 men on their own. Pass. Now, Jordan almost gets it. But... that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, zonal marking...
But then that's something to bear.
Zonal marking is a bone of contention with a lot of people, but you're right. Listen, zonal marking or man marking, it only works either way if players are switched on. Yeah. I've played in a lot of games of football where I'm marking someone, and of course it's thrown together, and you're thinking, I'm not going to beat you. So you might go, so you almost create your own zonal marking where you go, I'm not going to beat you, so what can I do to counter this? I might just stand in front of you, or I might get, I've noticed that all the crosses are coming in at a certain angle, so you get in front, you go, I'll just win that there. It's about doing your job. Now the thing about zonal marking is, and I think we've mentioned this before, you can work on zonal marking all week, and you don't have to worry about the opposition. Whereas if you start catering the way you defend every game, so then you're going to take a lot. So let's just say, for instance, you work on zonal marking 3 times a week, let's just say, right? 3 times you've got it, right? Say you've got an opposition, or say you've got 2 games in that week. You've got to do all your analysts, got to analyse it all. That's time away from creating all your cheeky little free kicks.
I think it's just the safety net, like you've just said right at the start of that sentence. It's, you work on it all week, you don't have to worry about the opposition. So if you get so good at your zones, you don't have to worry about them. It's less time to work on that and more time to work on the stuff you're good at, the stuff you want to work on, the different things off throw-ins or a free kick maybe, or patterns of play, or how we're attacking, or whatever. Obviously you've refreshed the zone or with your defending, of course you do, you practice that, but you're not going, last week I had Virgil van Dijk to mark and this week I've got Romelu Lukaku to mark, or whatever, whoever it may be. You just go, our zones are good, our A, B, C and D, we're perfect at that. I'm in zone A, we're perfect, we do this, I know where we go for this. Comes in, you defend it. There'll always be, people will always look at it, because sometimes when it goes wrong, like Saturday. There's 3 men on their own to score that goal. But I've seen Liverpool last season and the season before off free kicks letting goals in, and you're going, zonal marking, it's terrible. But then they tightened that up as it went. Pep did it, Man City. The first season, they're all over the place with some of it. Last season, everything tightens up.
Don't forget as well, we started the game, first game with Jagielka. Then Holgate starts this game, and then Schneiderlin goes off as well. So you've got to, I suppose it's just about understanding changes in the team as well, because
if 18 months down the line we're still getting done off stupid free kicks because the zoning, if a year, 6 months down the line, you can look at the manager and go, we might need to change this.
Think about something like zonal marking is like doing our free kicks. It's a work in progress. It's a fresh new thing, and it'll take time. It's a lot more evident than other things. Footballers get a lot of instructions, but then the game's not. It's not tennis. It's not cricket. It's not a movement that you know,
fluid, something will happen and you'll respond to that.
Know,
it won't be what you've been
your
told.
instructions don't always apply to the situation. You have to apply your own. So at least with that, you can see that it will take time. Listen, we had a manager who didn't believe in set pieces.
Yeah.
So you know, he didn't believe in defending them or creating them, and we've seen straight away how important both of those things are. So
football.
So it'll take a little bit of time, and it'll take the centre backs settling down. And again, this is probably why, you know, he's looked at the centre backs and gone, I need better centre backs because I need people who can deal with it. And
imagine when you've got Mina and Zuma fully up to speed as well, who are pushing Keane and pushing Holgate. You know, I hope Mina and Zuma don't get in for a while, because it'll mean Keane and Holgate are smashing it. Do you know what I mean? But that's what it's about, isn't it? That's what I thought was really good was our attacking play. How many Michael Keane won? You know, headers. There was the one as well. There was one. He had the 2 headers on goal, and he had the one first half towards the end where he headed it back across. No one responded. He won that and knocked it down. There was another one he knocked down. You know, he's big. Last season we didn't really see him do anything like that.
No, so he's not. I think in both games he's not looked as timid as he did last season. I think in times. I think
he's got to react.
I think he's been up for it. I think he's shaved there.
The shaved there. Holgate even had. Holgate didn't have his when he's partying with that.
But I thought in the main they looked comfortable in what they were doing.
Mason's. You look at Mason and you go,
he can be whatever he wants. Mason
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Looks like
he can come out with the ball. He can pass the ball.
He's like John Stones has got. Don't get me
He's
wrong.
A slightly more
John
agricultural.
Stones has got better. Don't get me wrong. That certainly the last 12 months he's really improved, even though he still makes the odd mistakes. But I think Mason can be every bit as good as him, because I think he likes to defend a bit more. I think he's nastier than what John Stones is, but he can bring the ball out. Maybe John Stones is marginally better footballer in terms of being on the ball, but Mason, some of his passing, like I said before, twice in the game he took 6 players out. Impact football, took 6 players out with one pass. Super.
I think he sees it. I think he played well, and it gives you optimism that those 2 players who've at the club. I mean, it's weird because I think Keane defensively, as you say, and attacking wise, he looked all right. But he's the one that he's got to start with. He'll be playing against better players. I think Saturday was a bit more, you know, more of what he suited. It's that. Reacting to that spin round the corner and players in possession. He's got to get better at that, because
his blocking's excellent. He puts himself in the right place a lot of times as a defender, because he doesn't. If you notice, he doesn't have to go and tackle a lot. Michael Keane, his positional sense is really good. What's not great is the spin. You get done with the spin, and he's not great pace wise. No. So yeah, he does have to be positionally right. But I just think now when I look at our 4 centre, I know Jags is suspended, so I'm taking him out of the equation. But I look at those 4 and I think if them 4 are fit, I don't think I'm ever going to go to a match if those 4 are fit and moan about the partnership. When you just look at them, I think I'll go alright, if it's Mina and Zuma, great, fantastic. If it's Mina and Holgate, Zuma and Keane and Mina, you know what I mean? You'd look and go, yeah, we're well versed here, because they all look good. They look like 4 good defenders.
No, they do.
If Keane's levels drop, he'll be out the team. Listen, if Marco, he's good enough for Marco at the moment. He's good enough for me.
No, I mean, after the goal, we didn't listen. We didn't have to deal with too much. Jordan Pickford hasn't had to make a save, but it got a little bit nervy at times. Just the amount of.
But what I would say is, I don't know whether you felt it. I felt it, right, because I wanted to win for Zach, because Zach is desperate to see us win. But it wasn't the same edginess.
No.
There was 2-1, and it wasn't like, we blew this on Everton this up. There was none of that. I thought the crowd were brilliant. I thought, even though sometimes you were like, when Redmond's running down and you can see runners, I think the worst they got was injury time, the very last kick of the game, when we give a stupid Garner with a ridiculous pass. Other than that, I thought they scored, and then I thought we kind of went, right, all right.
Well, what they did was, they'd already brought a couple of subs on, and then I think they brought the Italian lad on, who obviously the one we'd been linked with. But the thing when they done that is, that just created more space in midfield, and once that happened, we got hold of it, and I think that's when you started to see. We had the disallowed goal, which
was a nonsense.
I just really upset, because it was the first disallowed goal I've properly celebrated for a while, and I was just like turning around, and it was like, oh, tap on the shoulder, it's been disallowed. I was like,
I just go like that immediately to the line.
I normally do, that's the thing.
And I had the cameras, the two monitors right in front of me, and it wasn't.
Some people have said to me it is, and some people,
he's right in line. He's right.
I didn't think he was, but
because I thought when it was a pass, it hit the defender and went through, you were on anyway. And it hit the defender and went into Tosin, so I thought he was on anyway. But when the pass is made, he's level. I thought he was level, so I don't know. It was marginal. It was well finished by Theo. And then we had the move, which would have been one of the goals of the
well, we started to play. I think Sigurdsson started to get hold of the ball a lot more as well, didn't he? In those areas, and
move, mate.
It was the you know, I think it was Mason Holgate brought the ball out. Zipped it into,
fired it in, Gill feet around the corner immediately to up Theo. Theo shakes a touch, Francis back inside, gives him it back, and I'm thinking, hit it. He's on his left foot, and then he reverses the ball, and all of a sudden Theo's in with the keeper, and I'm like, 3-1, he's just gonna do what he did every year for Arsenal. Dinkin, McCarthy's laying on the floor.
Keeper does really well, actually. Keeper does.
I know, but
I know, but what I'd say was the keeper makes himself really big.
I still think if he thinks it,
but he makes this decision for him now.
And I think it hits his heel.
Walcott thinks I'll just slide this in because I can't think it because he's really big, and it was I still think if he thinks that, we had enough men running in. I think it's just if it goes in, the game's over. And you know what? If it goes in, we win 4-5-1.
Oh, definitely, because they throw the towel in. Because it's over then.
But it was just, that would have been a lovely goal just to go, brilliant. This is what this new football is all about.
Superb. And we had, you know what, mate, we had a few of them in the second half where it just didn't quite come in. Dominic Calvert-Lewin done ever so well with another one. It was into him, he turned brilliantly, got round the back, and you're going, throw it in front of everyone, he threw it behind them.
Seamus did the same thing.
Seamus done the same.
And then put one over as well.
Umar done, when he come brilliantly, come on and bobbled his way through, but he got round the back, and then instead of throwing it across, he started rolling his foot, lost it, got it back, and you're like, just get it in.
I know, but some of that football then was really
good save as well from Ghana.
He did, but some of that football around them was really good, and that's when I thought Tom Davies came into it. When the passing was just all one touch, moving the ball, I think I spoke about this, maybe, I don't know, it might have been in one of the after reactions. Tom Davies last season fell into the, remember when Tom Davies came into the team and he's doing, you know, lollipops and stuff in our own box to move the ball forward. He was a kid that wanted to get on the ball and wanted to move the ball forward and wanted to zip it about. And last season he sort of just got put into, become what this like kid who just, all he did was run round and had to give simple 5-yard passes. And I don't think that's him. And I think for the last 20 minutes or 25 minutes on Saturday, I think you've seen the real Tom Davies back again. I think you've seen a kid that just wants to get it and be clever, but that requires people around him moving. And when we started just moving the ball and shifting them round, they couldn't live with us on Saturday, and Tom was a big part of that. I don't think Tom gave the ball away once that second half. There was one where it might have just been after Walcott. It was off one where we should have scored, and it fell to him on the edge of the box. And I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to hit this, but there was a loads of men in front of him, and he didn't. He just shifted it really nice, and it kept everything moving. I think that's why Tom was brilliant the last 20 minutes on Saturday, is that every time he got it, he just moved it really well in a really nice way, and then wanted it back, and it was all pass move, and it was such a difference from last season when every time he got the ball, it was like everyone was stood still, and he's trying to play a ball and he's losing. It was last 20 minutes. So that's the Tom Davies that I know. That's the Tom Davies that broke into the team. That's the Tom Davies with all the energy and all the zip and all the you know, just that ability to just move people round. And I thought he was brilliant, and I thought him and Gylfi and Garner, for that, you know, with the movements in front of them, were excellent.
It looks like a different side, and you're right, he's a clever player, but he wants everything's on the front foot. He doesn't want to slow the game down and pass it back, and I just think Allardyce bogged them down with that 5-yard passes stuff, and I think Koeman lost him a bit of his confidence by not trusting him at the start, even though he'd finished the season brilliantly. And he got a little bit of his mojo back at the weekend. I thought he come on. There was one, I'm thinking it's the first half, maybe it was the start of the second half. He pulled the ball down, went to pass it, Beardsley it off in front of me, took the touch, he was under pressure, kept it, flicked it inside and went and got it back, and it was like, clever, get it and go. And there was loads of that, wall passes. There was a move we had, I'm trying to think which one it was, it zipped in, Tom fires it in and Gylfi just angles it to Richarlison, he goes bang bang and he's in again, the cross is cleared, and it was that sharp passing I haven't seen at Everton for years. And when you do it that quick, teams, no matter how they're set up, they can't live with you, because it's 1-2, you can't defend a 1-2, really. If it's done properly, you can't defend it with angles, and he's great at that, he creates the angles. But you're right, last year he was too static, and I think he was thinking about everything he was doing. And sometimes when you're not confident and you start overthinking everything, you're worse, you give the ball away, you pass it wrong, your weight of pass isn't right. Like a centre forward who hasn't scored for 4 or 5 weeks, the goal starts getting smaller, and when you're running through, I'll put it there, I'll put it there. Whereas when you're in the mode of scoring, the ball bounces, bang it in, or you've got a shot up. When you overthink in football, that's where it becomes a problem.
Tom doesn't want to do safe things. He's not a safe player. He's a player who wants to open.
He's a player who will unlock defences because he's a player risk taker.
And yeah, I think we've seen a little bit more of. I think the situation's got to be right, and I think the situation for that last 25 minutes was perfect. But I thought a lot of players were in tune, and you just seen that. You just seen the way Gylfi does that lovely thing where it's almost like he passes the ball before he's got it.
Shifts.
He's moving one way, but shifts it the other way, and it disorientates defenders because the body weight's another way, but he's just laid it because his body's that going that way, and so is the defender, and he just lays it off, and that just
the pass to Walcott was that.
Yeah.
The pass to Walcott was, I'm hitting this with my left foot, and that's why everyone went that way, and he just reversed it and still looked that way, and all of a sudden Theo, the whole pitch is opened up. Done it a few times. Was it his ball where it's fired in and he just lets it hit him? And it's in, and it's like at the passes, and you were like, we've seen that from so many of the players. It was fantastic without it being complete and amazing, if you know what I mean. It was a real, but I like the fact that we've had to grind it out. I do, because I think, don't get me wrong, I'd have loved it if we'd won 5-0, of course I would have. But sometimes I think when you have to grind stuff out, the togetherness is there from the players and the fans, and it's like we've got through that. When we had a little wobble when they scored, we managed to flatten everything back.
I thought for the last 10 minutes, I thought we were excellent, and we hardly give them a sniff, and kept the ball really well, created the chances.
A bit like us, when we're 2-0 down, we get a late goal.
Yeah, there's no fear there, and there was no fear there, and it was good. You know, it doesn't suit every game. There'll be different challenges for different games, but I just thought and I tell you what as well, I thought the subs really helped. I thought the subs were really, you know, taking Tosin off and Dominic Calvert-Lewin on. Taking Richarlison off and Niasse on. I thought Niasse straight away was a threat. I thought he tried to get in behind him.
Difference,
and I thought Dominic was. I just thought straight away. He looked bigger.
Looks bigger.
Looks like he's had to get big and strong because of the back.
But he looks like he's had a bit of I've said it before, and I said it in pre-season. They look like they're being coached, and when you've got players who are being coached, and Snyderland's talked about it, Keane's talked about it, Coleman's talked about it, they've all come out and gone, the manager is meticulous, he pulls us, we know what we want to do. Coleman's going, it's really hard, and I love it. I love that he challenges us. I love it. We want to be told. It's like there's a real energy about them. You've seen how much they wanted to graft for each other at the weekend, running and working. 94th, 95th minute, where he got 5 minutes from us beyond me anyway. He's a real bad referee, but we wanted it. Yeah. We wanted it, and it You know, and when you see that as fans, you latch onto that. You know what? These are all in it. They're prepared to run through brick walls for this fella already. That's how it seems.
As I said, both.
And it's early.
All three subs were good. Thought Dom fitted that role perfectly when he came on.
If he adds goals to his game, he's gonna be a hell of a centre forward.
He's a brilliant.
He's strong. He can hold it up. He's quick. If he can just start getting.
He's also intelligent though. Makes intelligent runs. Makes intelligent passes. It doesn't get, for me, caught up in trying to do the difficult thing or trying to do the sensational thing. I just think he's got such a good head on his shoulders. And that'll be really needed this season. There'll be times when he can come on for the last 20 minutes of the game, or even times when he can start a game, because he can suit that position really well. So,
and that's no slur. I mean, I love Cenk, and I think Cenk will get us 15, 20 goals. I still do. I think he'll get us 15, 20 goals, because I think when everyone's in tune, and he's a little bit sharper, and he's getting in the box because he knows Richarlison's gonna, or Bernard, or Gil, I think he'll get his goals. But I think there'll be games when he'll shoot us away from home. It's a tough one, because some games you want Towson's ability to keep it when you're away from home, because you're not on the front foot all the time. But there'll be games when it'll be Calvert-Lewin. I think he'll be perfect for away games if you've got him, Walcott and Richarlison running at you on the counter attack. Danger, proper danger, which is incredible.
No,
when you think
it was a good 3 points, and only Everton heart in the mouth moments there at the end with that free kick. What was he doing? I'm just thinking, because he tried to zip it into someone into the box.
In the box,
and I was thinking, why hasn't someone just gone to the corner?
Just thinking,
and just
the referee was like that looking. I'm thinking, like, because we played it short, knocked it. We nearly lost it then, and Garner gets a free kick, which I didn't think was a free kick again. I thought it was a normal tackle. From that kid, that Armstrong, come on and just kick shite out of us. And then we get the free kick, and I'm thinking, right, just dink this into the corner flag now. If you're over it doesn't matter.
Or go the other corner.
Or switch it,
Go crop.
Or touch it short and leather it as hard and high as you can into the back row of the street end, and it's done. And we fizz it, lose it.
Well, there's another one.
And then we all go and press and they break.
The other one that drove me mental as well. One of our players was down, and they kicked it out, and the ball got thrown on it, and Baines threw it to Towson, and Towson just went, yeah mate, to the fella next to him. I'm thinking, what are you doing? Fucking smashed that out for their goal kick. He knocked it to the player, and the player got it, and put it wide, and they were away, and I'm thinking, Jake, smash it into the...
Have a shot.
Smash it into the... Just go for a goal kick, lad. These wouldn't do that for you.
Drop it and just drop it.
But anyway, we got the 3 points, and massive 3 points to get us going.
It is. It's always pressure on that first home game for the manager. You want to get off to that start. You want to get your first win under your belt. You know, we've got a point away from home in our first away game. We've won our first home game. Scored 4 goals in 2 games. Tighten up a little bit at the back, and we're in business. And I think it was a good performance without it being amazing. But loads of positives to take out of it, and loads of things I think to look forward to. And like you said before, Richarlison, the only new signing in the squad. Yeah,
and as those players are going to get... I mean, that's the pleasing thing is, that I think that's the difference between this time last year, is that this time it's all the same players, and it's some of those players, and we're allowing the new players. Of course, Richarlison's in, and he's been in pre-season, but everyone's being allowed, and this is what it should have been like 12 months ago, everyone's being allowed to fight for their place that was already in there, and they're all learning the system, and then hopefully new players will come in almost one by one when the time is right, when they've done a few weeks training with the manager, so they all know what the manager wants, and they all know where they fit in. And if there ever comes a point where all those signings start in the same game, it'll be a point where they'll have all been in the team, they'll have all played some games, they'll have all trained, and they all know the system. And it won't be like last season when you're trying to fit square pegs into round holes, or square pegs into one square peg. 3 of them, you know, so
into one hole.
I think you meant. That's what I said. So that's positive as well. That's positive.
They've all got room to breathe, room to learn about the club, room to watch from afar and say, oh, this is how the Premier League is. This, like, where can I make a difference and get fit without us going, quick, we need him in, quick, we need him in. You know, Kurt Zuma would have been in under all the previous managers, I think, straight off the bat. And he's sub, you know, we win the game. And I think it's always good as well for the likes of Mina, Bernard, Gomez to sit there. Dean, first home game, boss crowd noisy, and we win the game. I think that gives them that connection then.
Positivity.
This is good positivity. The crowd are with us. This is great, this. And that Gomez is smashing Twitter. Absolutely smashing it. Great.
Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, I would say the only negative, I mean, there's a couple of negatives, but the thing from our point, Adam Ola-Luchman again. Looked like he was coming on. It's almost flashed on the screen as well. He was coming on.
Stripping off, wasn't he, to come on? Warming up. He was. I think they were looking, and it looked like he was going to come on
for a Richarlison.
He was looking tired. And then again, when he brought off Tosin, it looked like he might have been the one they were putting on, because I thought he was going to put Richarlison through the middle and Luchman on the left, and then he didn't. He changed it. It was Calvert-Lewin, and apparently his warm-up wasn't very convincing. He's just not doing himself any favours, because even if he really wants to go to Leipzig, you need to be professional. You need to be going, well, I'll get on and do the business here. I'm going to show you that you should have been playing me. And now I just really hope that Everton just go, we're not selling you, even if they offer 50 million. I understand. Listen, I've always been someone who says, if they don't want to be here, get shut.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything negative, right? And I can see that school of thought, and I understand it. And if Marco Silva come out and went, we sold him because he was negative influence and we didn't want any splinters in the group, we're all fighting for the same thing. But I'd just love us to kick his ass and go, we took you from Charlton, you're on big money. For some reason, a section of the crowd love you and you haven't done anything. So you need to start repaying everybody here by performing.
Yeah.
Get in, work hard, get in a team and show everybody what you're made of, kid. And if you can't do it, fair enough. Leipzig will still want you in January, or they'll still want you in the summer. If they want you that much, they'll come back for you. But you will be professional about what you're doing, because I don't think he's doing anyone any favours. He's not doing us any favours. He's not doing the manager any favours. And more importantly, he's not.
The manager's shown faith in him, though. The manager's got him on the bench and once, and you know, he was prepared to bring him on.
Well, what would you? I mean, that's my take. What's your take on it?
No, it's similar. I think he needs to grow up for a start and stop sulking. It's our, if we don't want to sell him, that's our prerogative. The manager has shown faith in him, and he needs. If he's on the bench, you can't be putting yourself in a situation where you're on the bench and then you're almost like, oh, I'm not going to play. You know, do the decent thing on the Friday afternoon. Say you're sick or something.
Say you're not in the right frame of mind.
Whatever. But don't be putting the manager in a situation where he's got you on the bench. He's gonna bring you on. You know, at the end of the day, fucking hell, lad. Even if you want to go to Germany and you're determined to go to Germany, go to Germany after, you know, if it happens. I'm not saying it will happen, but if it did happen, wouldn't you want to go after playing a couple of games for Everton
in the Premier League again and bossing it and going, yeah, I've just done well with my last club. I'm on a high. You know, I'm sharp.
He needs to grow up.
It's just
he needs to. I mean, I'm not being funny, right? I think there's been like a little bit of poor treatment towards him, and I think that the club. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I get the feeling that maybe I think he needed to integrate himself better with people at the club. But I think the club maybe could have worked harder. I don't know whether he's still in a hotel. That should have been so. Know what I'd do, right? And I was talking to someone the other week about this. I think we allow these kids far too much
leeway, freedom.
If I was to bring a kid up from London, right, I'd have him in an old DOS house, right, like in the old days, where players would live essentially in a Everton owned house. Yeah, in Diggs, where, you know,
with a family.
There's a landlord or a family or a woman or whatever, you know.
Yeah, this has happened throughout the A, Liverpool should do it. Jamie Redknapp lived for a family for about 4 years, even when he was... Sterling did. Everton players did, and you come up, you throw them in the family. Shane Duffy, remember Shane Duffy talking about it, going, the fam... So he was about 22, it was like the family sorted me, home cooked food, they were there, he had all his own space, he did what he did, but he'd come home and if he wanted to talk and he wasn't feeling alone, and they loved them people. Yeah. Too often now, we just come up and go, there's 25 grand a week,
yeah, like living that flat.
There's a flat in the dock, or a hotel or whatever, do whatever you want with all your money. If you're from London and you're not the most outgoing person in terms of integrating with people or whatever, you're just going to be back in your flat at 1 o'clock, 1:30, with nothing to do till training the next day. And if you're not playing, no wonder you're getting home sick or you're pissed off or whatever. So, you know,
especially in this day and age of, you know, looking after people's mental state and things like that, I think that's something that should come back. And I couldn't care less at the 20, 21, whatever.
A family, or what I would do, and we've got the funds to do it and all that, is I would build almost like a hotel at Finch Farm, right? Like it's some kind of like luxury digs at Finch Farm, not like 20, you know, half a dozen maybe, and I'd throw full-time staff in there who will cook for them, and on site like mum, yeah, well, people would go like almost like foster families. You paid them a wage, go and cook and just be there. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? They don't have to be there, they don't have to sleep there, but they could, you know, and all that. And then it's within that environment, and if when they feel the time's right, those kids go and get them.
I was watching one last week, and it was a boxer. I can't remember who it was. One of the like, you know, one of the heavyweights. Was it White? I think it might have been White.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, when I train up here, I live with this family in this pub, and like this lad now like my brother, like, and he was like, you know, he's like my brother now, and you know, they're all getting on and all that. And he's like, this is all the way from home. This is where I come, and I've got my little family, and they'll put me in my place. And you're like, you need that.
Dead simple idea.
You'll need that. It is a dead simple idea, but it's an idea. It's an idea that's gone out when it should never. But I know for a fact. I know Liverpool still have them in Rainhill, and I know Everton still have them as well. But I think
that's for the young. I think that's like 18.
That's what I'm saying. But for a kid who's like 20 or 19, 20, who's come up from London, who's probably been dependent on his mum and dad, as you said, suddenly thrust into an environment where. But the thing is, even if his family come with him, his family mightn't stay here forever. I think then you're dependent on someone. I think Everton should go, right, you're up here, you're going to live with these for the first 6 months just to settle you in. And then they might go, you know what, I like it here. I like the fact that I've got someone to come home to, and they've got a son who's my age, and we have
away from footy.
Yeah, we have a chat and all that, and you know,
either that or, like I said, the digs in Finch Farm, and have a couple of lads there, players there, whatever, and say you can have people in if your mates are there or whatever. You know, if you've got something to go back to, and you know what I mean. Like Tom Davis and all that, he might be like, it's fancy coming back and playing FIFA for a couple of hours.
They're just kids, aren't they?
They're just kids. 18, 19, 20.
They're just kids. So,
you know what I mean? Let's go and practice our. You know what I mean?
You need to practice.
I can do it, mate.
You can.
I just couldn't do that.
You can't.
I can do it. Well, full on do it.
You can do it, but you just haven't done it.
Well, yeah. So I'll do it in a minute. You just spin it over like that. It's that easy.
Alright, yeah, okay, you can do it, but you can't do it.
Let's see you over. Go.
I can't do it. But at least I openly admit that. I know. Because I've got normal hands. Normal hands that can't bend round. Well, that's not a bad effort.
But they could do that, couldn't they? And then that would keep that
all night. Just do that all night.
That'd keep me out of trouble for a bit, wouldn't it? That's it. You've done it. You've absolutely smashed it. In fact, forget Delhi. He'll do the ped next week. The Charleston, instead of going giving it the pity, and he'll just be like that. What did you do? I can't even do it. I'll have to practice it. You nearly poked your eyes out then. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a meme. Let us know your thoughts. First 3 points of the season. Up and running. The Marco Silva era is up and running.
Hashtag Silver Lining.
Never do that. Never do that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts. And if you want more amazing videos like the Tuesday topic, like Baz's new tactics show, the Toffee, it had a really bad name that I had to change, that I didn't even bother associate with him. It's now called the Toffee's Tactics Show, which is better better than...
It was just Baz's tactics. I literally just went like that. I don't know what to call it.
It's amazing though. You should watch it. You can only watch it on Patreon. It's exclusive to Patreon.
And even better than that, you get early access to the Road to Glory, which is incredible.
And if you haven't watched
the derby, honestly, if you don't watch anything else, watch
even if you haven't watched the series, 13. Just watch episode 13.
Oh my!
Just watch that, and honestly, half an hour out your life, that will just make you. You'll finish watching it, and you'll be smiling, and that's all.
You'll be made up, and you'll be
happy to just watch two grown men make fools of themselves.
It was amazing. No, the game. I've watched it. Yeah, I know what I loved. I loved the little social bit, and I loved that. You should have just cut the pen 1 second earlier, because then you wouldn't have known. But it was brilliant the way you do it.
You don't know? What are you talking about? You don't know? I've cut it perfectly, so you don't know.
No, I'm saying just before he kicked the ball anyway.
I've cut it perfectly.
It is good.
I've slowed it down.
We've got Tuesday Topper to record.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll see you later.